This is the assignment for Monday, 22nd of September, for the chapter Quintus Goes to School. What I want you to do is, first of all, fill in the subjects, verbs, and objects in the places where they belong. We'll go through that together, and then translate them. Okay. So in the first section, we have Quintus et Gaius ad ludum sero adveniunt. So the verb, as you know, ends in T. NT shows that it's plural. Okay. So that will go in the middle column, the one that I've marked with a V for verb. Okay. So just to review, this is how I want you to do it. Adveniunt, there's a double subject, Quintus and Gaius. If you're wondering, well, how I know that that's the subject, subjects are nominative. And here's just a little chart of the nominative and accusative cases, that is the subject form and the object form for the nouns you know. Okay, so the things in white, the white rows, are nominative. Okay, nominative, and they end in US. Okay. So Quintus and Gaius, you notice, both end in US, so that makes them nominative. So they go in the subject slot. Second example, Horatio cum amicis ad ludum festinat. So the verb is easy to identify. If you look at the chart which I just showed you, to see the noun ending A, you'll see that it's also nominative. So we'll put that here. Cum is a preposition. I identify here that what goes after the verb should be a preposition. And they've also given you a little chart on the chart, a list of the prepositions in this lesson. Cum, meaning with, is one of them. Ad is also one. Okay. So these two phrases are prepositional phrases. Okay. So Horatia festinat, so word you know already, from festina lente, hasten slowly. Amicis is a word, we have the English word amity, which means friendliness. We'll work on that tomorrow. Okay, so that one should be pretty self-explanatory. The third one, had this ending already, so this should be, you just check back to number 1 and check on the chart which I provided for you. You should be able to figure out number 3. E is not the only adverbial ending, but it is a typical one. So that will be the adverb here. Number 4, it's not too hard to pick out the various endings. I said this, what I mean by this here is that, just to make it a little clearer, is that there's nothing for you to write in this box. That is, the subject continues on from this subject here, Quintus ambulats, and then the number 4, he, that is Quintus, videts. And then whom he videts, you need to look at the chart again to remind yourself that the object box, the object of the verb, will end in M if it's singular, or AS or OS if it's plural. So you can try to pick it out from among these here. There are 2 forms, in fact, in this one. Okay, so they both go in here. In via is a preposition. You could just check here if you don't believe me. And you can, it's not important, but you could tack it on sort of on the right here. Okay, oh, that didn't work, did it? Yeah, you can just ignore it then, since I screwed that up. Okay, number 5, you can do this by yourselves pretty much. Check the chart to see if what kind of ending M is. Ium, vocat, what kind of ending that is. When I do this, when it's subject and then it says he in parentheses, that means there's no subject for you to find. So you only have to find a subject, a verb, and an object. Number 6, same sort of story. You have one noun that ends in S, one noun that comes after a preposition, and then a word ending in T. Okay. So you should be able to distribute those appropriately. Ubi is a subordinate clause starter. I'm just gonna, no, I don't know why I did that. Sorry about that. A subordinate clause starter. So write down anything that I type. Anything that I type, you should make a note of. Not necessarily right here, but somewhere. Ubi is a subordinate clause starter. It means when, as I say here. Okay. So, and then the subject is carried over from before. So there's just a verb to find and a direct object to find. Okay, and that's it. So number 8, you should be able to figure out by now there's no subject to find. There's only one word in the sentence, so that's not such a big problem. This is a question. Quid starts a question, just like WH words in English that start questions, like who, what, when, where, why, all those WH words, they come first, whether they're subject, object, or anything else. So it's just so in Latin, quid has to come first in your translation. The verb, in this case, is second person, so it ends in S. I fill it in for you. And then inquit just means says. Let's see. In the next one, the subject, once again, is filled in for you. So you have nothing to put in there but you. Right, like that. Person is still speaking, so the verb ending is S. Infinitive endings are RE. Okay. So whenever I say I want an infinitive here, you're going to be looking for a word that looks like that. There are 2 other endings, but for right now, that's all you need to know. A debt is something that you must pay, right? So debes means must. Sero is an adverb. Venis, just look at number 9 and number 10 if you don't know where that goes here. The subject is taken care of already. And the prepositional phrase, you should just consult your chart, okay, to see if there's any prepositions here. In number 12, the verb ending for I is the letter O. So festino will be the verb. There's a subject that's expressed ego, and that's all. Nothing else to fill in here. Okay, number 13, quintus respondit. Should be relatively easy. Responsion is just you say a line, then I say a line, then you say a line, then I say a line. So that's what a response means, exactly that. Number 14, the subject is understood, we, so there's nothing for you to fill in there, but just translate it we. Venemus, mus is the ending in Latin that means we. And what he there's no direct object, but just an adverb. Sero is the adverb here. Late, it means. Okay. So in number 15, again, it's carried over from the previous sentence, or I, possum. Sum means I am, and pos means able. Okay. Destinare, you have to find the infinitive yourself. We had this once before. So just compare number 10 if you want to identify the infinitive here. Okay. Possum is we'll get into that tomorrow, the vocabulary. So the subject, once again, is supplied for you, implied, not supplied, it's implicit. I, so here you write I. The verb, so sum here was a verb. Sum without pos is also the verb. Thesos is an adjective. That is, if you look it up in the dictionary, what you'll find is thesos, sorry. Okay, so you know that's an adjective. Typically in sentences like that have sum or s or est or sumus or estis or sunt, write all those down. I am, you are, he is, we are, you are, they are. They are, okay. The adjective goes to the right of the verb, and the noun, if there is one, goes to the left. 17, like one more minute. 17, we have no subject expressed. We have a direct object defined and a verb defined and an infinitive. Let me just fix this right now. That was a mistake. Let me do that. And let me change this to that. And we need the infinitive here. Okay. So you should be able to find those things based on what we've done already. Number 18, ille is a nominative. It's a pronoun. That's why it looks so strange. Pronouns, even in English, don't follow the same rules for nouns. Okay? The verb will end in t. The adjective, the predicate adjective will be nominative after est. Okay? So that's what you're looking for this little box here. Again, in number 19, no express subject and only a verb. Nothing else for you to worry about over here. Number 20, ambulant ad ludum lente. Te, as I told you right at the beginning, is an adverbial ending. Ad, you can look on the chart to see what that is. Ambulant, okay. And no express subject here. Let me just see if I can do this correctly. Okay. Let's put they here. Here you have a plural verb. Nt is a plural ending. So the subject will have to be plural too. That is to say, on the chart you have to choose a nominative from this plural column, this row, not column. Okay, so let's see if I can. Okay, so this is nominative singular, accusative singular, nominative plural, accusative plural. Okay. So you need to choose one from this row to match it up. Okay. Number 22, there's just a prepositional phrase, no subject, the subject is understood they, but it's not explicit. And the verb and the prepositional phrase you ought to be able to find, and there's nothing else to that sentence. There's nothing in the fourth column. Okay. 23, magister is a nominative form, like puer is the nominative of boy. Okay. So that ending can be nominative. Yeah, everything else is should be self-explanatory by now. Number 23, the subject is implied, he. The verb you can find in the usual way. So one more thing to add here I left out. You need an object here, a plural object. And after that there'll be two infinitives, just take them in order and put the first one here and the second one there. Okay. Number 25, pueri, ludere, and cupiunt are the things in order. There's only okay. Okay, I'll finish this when I get home from class.